This is the Gray Hair and Daycare Podcast. With a combined age of 111 years and a combined IQ right in that same range, your hosts, Frank Sirio and Carlo Russo.
Okay, welcome back. Now, it's hard to count. We got to count it up.
I know.
Episode 7. We're back for episode 7.
We're doing it, Frank.
Lucky number
We're
7.
doing it.
How did this happen?
I'm having a ball, though.
This is honestly, it has been a lot of fun. And you said to me when you were on your way over,
Yep.
I look forward to the recording day. It really, and I think mostly it's because literally Kelly just earlier today, she's like, you seem so much happier since you get to see Carlo regularly now. I'm like, I am happier when I see Carlo.
You know the
regularly.
Secret now.
That's what it is.
Just have me around more.
That is it. We don't even need to do the podcast. Just come visit once a week.
Just hang out.
So anyhow, welcome back. We're happy to have you join us once again. And we are here. It's in week now. Well, I should say, like I always say, I'm Frank Sirio. I am 55 years old, and my wife is now 24 weeks pregnant.
Yay.
24 weeks. So, as we always do, the update is, and again, this is one of those things. This one I don't think you're going to say, I love them.
I saw it already.
The baby is the size of an average rutabaga.
God,
A rutabaga is something that was only mentioned in like Warner Brothers cartoons.
Yeah,
like, have you ever once had a rutabaga?
I don't know. I still don't know what it is now.
I don't know what it is.
Is there a rutabaga pie? People make that. I don't know.
I don't know.
Let us know what that is.
So if anyone knows or has a fantastic rutabaga recipe, let us know. So she is the size of an average rutabaga. She's getting chubbier. Last week we were saying she was kind of long and lean, and her hair is starting to come in. Now, and that's a question. So your boys, did they come out like with the full head of jet black hair?
No, they had hair, but it wasn't a lot, and then they lost it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They
lost.
sometimes.
Yeah, they lost the hair, and then but they had a little bit of fuzz. Yep. I when I saw Nick for the first time, I referred to him as the hairy coconut. You know the hair on the coconut?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
He looks like a hairy coconut.
He looks like a coconut.
So, but yeah, so they had a little hair, and then it fell out, and then obviously, bald babies are so damn cute.
Yeah.
Oh my God, when they have a hairdo, 2 days old, you have to hair dry them.
Yeah. No,
so, but yes,
that would be low. So that's where we are in week 24. Rutabaga with a little bit of hair.
Okay. And
she's getting chubbier. So things are on track.
That's awesome.
So we tried out for the first time a segment, and I think after that one in episode 6, this is probably going to be one of these every week.
I know.
And it is. I was wrong.
We got fact checks. We got
to be fact checked,
right,
and I have a built-in fact checker in my household. Kelly is watching during editing, and the first thing she pointed out, which I feel bad because there now is going to be permanently be an asterisk next to your record on successfully guessing the mystery box in Crash Test Daddy.
Right.
But I told you could shake the box and have 3 questions. And I was so impressed watching. It was like watching Sherlock Holmes at work, determining what was in that box. And you did. You succeeded. Yeah. But asterisk, I allowed you 4 questions, not 3. I had even while I was editing, no idea. And I hear Kelly in the background. That's 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to come out and tell you the truth. When you gave me the last one, I had a feeling that was 4, and I was questioning myself in real time, going, was that 4? Was that 3? Was that first one not a question? So I kind of knew something was wrong. Okay. I didn't want to say anything. This is like the steroids baseball scandals,
right?
With the asterisks.
You feel like Pete Rose.
Yes, I cheated, but I didn't mean to cheat. But yes, that you were wrong.
I can't tell you how disappointed I am.
You were wrong.
Well, it's okay. So there was that. Now the other one. Go ahead.
May I ask, do you remember the 4th question, and was it a leading or the first one? Was there a point where I figured it out? Because if I figured it out on the 4th one, then we have a problem.
I don't remember the questions I'm supposed to ask you without having it written down here, so I have no idea.
We'll figure it out.
Well, we could refer back to it. We could do flashbacks to old.
Now.
You know, There you go. If I really get bored and I don't have enough to do, I will start having flashbacks to old episodes.
That's a good idea. Okay.
So there is that one. The other one, this one, I'm a little bit more deeply embarrassed by.
Really?
And this is, we did crash test Daddy.
Yes.
You miraculously were able to guess what was in the bag.
Yes.
It was the Lululemon new parent backpack.
Right.
And I kept saying it was the new parent backpack 17L.
That would be the model.
Like that was the model number. And it is not the model number. As many of you who may have recently, for a child or someone else, bought a backpack, that is the volume, the cubic volume of the bag, 17 liters. And I blame Jimmy Carter. I remember
Peanuts
when we were in elementary school. It was like, I remember I was at Reardon Elementary and they kept telling us about this metric system that was going to take over. And we were all like, whatever.
Yeah, we're not doing that thing.
Americans were like, no. And that was it.
Next.
If we had only embraced the metric system, I would not have made that mistake.
Yes.
But no, yeah, I feel bad.
I couldn't
because I'm watching it. Then as I'm watching the video and editing, I felt so stupid. So I'm like over and over again, the 17L.
But it sounds like a model.
I guess
17L, the 17L Lululemon.
I should have known. Bastard Jimmy
That's
Carter.
all right, Jimmy Carter.
So that was it. Another failure of the metric system.
Well, you were wrong, buddy.
You were wrong. I was wrong.
But that's okay. We move on.
That's it. We already have two possibilities. Both episodes have. Oh, I was wrong.
Can I throw this out? If you caught us on something that we're wrong, and Kelly hasn't caught it yet, please write in. Let us know where we were wrong.
Absolutely. That would be interesting if you guys catch anything. I'm probably going to have more to do next week. But although Kelly is pretty, she's right on. She's got an eye for detail when it comes to that stuff. If it
slipped by her, maybe you guys could catch it.
You could see if you can beat Kelly to the punch with the I was wrong.
We give our listeners a lot of homework.
We do.
Name this. What's that? Why are we bad?
Why? Tell us what we did wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that is the I was wrong, and now we can move on to another one. I was very happy to do. We're going to have another installment of the Silver Fox mailbox.
Oh, I love this.
And this is fun. So the first thing that came in, we got our very first email.
Ooh.
From a friend of the podcast,
Congratulations.
Becky. And Becky sent the nicest. I mean, it wasn't just like, hey, I like you guys. It was like just a beautifully written,
thoughtful,
really thoughtful email. She was telling us about how she's enjoying it. It's reminding her of her experiences early on with her two daughters, and gave some very poignant advice, and tried not to frighten me as to how difficult it will be.
Yep.
But it was a very sweet. So thank you to Becky. Really nice email, and then we got some advice because we've been discussing names. From Marie. Actually, this is my niece, but also a fan of the podcast.
You can be both. My wife is a fan.
That's right. Exactly. She is. So Marie, we were talking about names and trying out names, and she expressed, and I'm on the phone with her on speakerphone. We're discussing it, and Kelly's in the background, and she says, well, if you really think about it, what we did is we would yell the name down a hallway to see how it sounds. And immediately, so now what do you think of when you think of yelling the kid's name?
What do I think of?
Yeah.
What do you mean, what do I think of?
Like, how do you imagine, in what context would you be yelling the name?
I'm mad at them, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm angry. There's anger behind that.
So there's a little
anger.
Yeah, you did something wrong.
Something wrong.
And that was I immediately thought, and I looked, and Kelly was like, that same idea, like, imagining that. And then Marie, in completely sweet fashion, said, like if you're at a game and you're cheering for them, and I was like, oh, and then we kind of finished our conversation.
Yeah, we're thinking of the bad stuff.
Hung up, and Kelly looks at me and goes, she obviously had a very different experience growing up than we did. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so.
Wait a minute, my parents were at a game?
We're supposed to imagine cheering?
They were there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
They were there?
Right.
My father wouldn't even drop me off.
I had to hitchhike to all my games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I thought that was very cute. So some advice there.
It makes sense, though, when you yell that name.
Yeah.
If it sounds silly, you just...
Especially the middle name, working in the first and the middle name, I think that does make sense. The other thing for the Silver Fox mailbox that I think is very cool is we have started to collect the names for our Name the Baby initiative.
Yeah.
So we're going to accumulate for a couple episodes and then we'll vote.
Yeah.
But so far.
What do we got?
So Becky, who sent us the lovely email.
Sure.
Her suggestion is a very pretty name, Mariella Sirio. That's nice. Okay. Next up is my niece, Marie. Mm-hmm. This was one that actually gave a little pause to Kelly when she heard it and said,
"For a real one?
Why didn't we think of that?" And it was Josephine.
Oh, I have my cousin has his daughter, and he named her after our Aunt Josephine and little Josie.
Pretty name. Josie, it's fun. That's a good one. That Trina submitted one that she said that you put the kibosh on. If you had girls, which you didn't, but Madeline, which I think, Madeline Kahn, one of the great comedian
actors. But I'm always thinking of, like you said, a little baby with an old person's name. It's Madeline.
Yeah, it's like Beatrice.
Yeah, it's so.
Yeah, okay.
But
Madeline, though,
what would they have called her? Lynn. Then you killed.
You could do Linny. You could do Maddie.
Well, I do love Maddie. That's near and dear to my heart.
Yeah,
my family.
So
okay, all right.
So you Madeline. Could do that. So I thought I like that one too. Then Christine, one of our Facebook family, suggested combining my and Kelly's name, Francesca Kelly, which Francesca immediately makes me think of one of our favorite restaurants.
Yeah.
So I thought here in Syracuse is Francesca's. Is a great restaurant. So Francesca Kelly.
Too long for not a real name that I have to remember.
Yeah. And then
Francesca Kelly.
And then I always think about initials like FKC.
Okay. Oh.
KFC.
KFC. I'm hungry.
I don't know how excited I am about that.
Okay. Well,
maybe Francesca on its own.
Francesca's fine.
That is Christine's submission, and we will give it due diligence and let people vote. Then Kate submitted Charlotte.
Good Charlotte.
So Charlotte Sirio. I like that's. You could.
Charlotte.
It could be. It's a pretty name.
Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web. That's right. And then Sharon, my favorite cousin, Sharon.
Love Sharon.
Submitted Nicole.
Love Nicole.
Nicole is one that was heavily considered.
I have a Nicholas, so Nicole, it's right there.
Nicole was in contention for the real name. So
really?
It was.
Good.
So Nicole's in there, and then a late entry from my sister Paula, who demanded it be included today. I told her I had already printed my script
the list,
and she was adamant that I not only include her selection, but I also
pick it. No.
Describe. Yeah, I also described why it was selected.
Okay, I'd like to hear
now,
this.
And this is a very pretty name.
Okay,
Chiara. Now, Chiara. Now, in Italian, is that in your dialect? Chiara would be like light.
Yeah, like a clarity.
And there was a Saint Chiara, so it has some religious and some ethnic, with our ancestry relevance. But Chiara. So we have our choices. She
sounds like a entertainer. She's going to be a one named entertainer.
Yes.
Cher, Madonna. It's Chiara.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Which scares me. Like when I think entertainer, immediately I'm like, no,
stop. We're already in this mess.
We don't want to do
as
that.
It is.
Not the girl.
Chiara. So that's cool.
Mariella, Josephine, Madeline, Francesca Kelly, Charlotte, Nicole, and Chiara are our current entries for the Name the Baby update.
That's awesome.
So now I have one thing though. That you'll notice, we have submissions from Becky, Marie, Trina, Christine, Kate, Sharon, and Paula. Where are the guys?
I know.
Why is there nobody? Not a single one from. So look, come on. Like somebody.
You're losing right now, guys.
Yeah,
you're losing it.
I got a brother out there. He's probably still on episode 2. He's too busy listening to politics.
I mean, we started this whole thing. I mean, we never went to like, we're going to be a male podcast or female podcast, but we're all female right now. Yeah. We're rocking and rolling with the ladies.
And the statistics, when you look at our Facebook we skew a little toward, which I'm completely okay with.
Exactly.
But
do you have a leader right now in your mind?
Of those? I don't think it's fair for me to weigh in because it's going to be completely democratic.
Okay.
But I will say,
can I lead?
There are many. Yeah, you sure.
Because obviously my wife. That's why I'm married 26
Madeline
years.
is the one.
Madeline is amazing. I already shot her down once
I have to
on
say,
that name.
These are not, all of these selections are better than what I expected.
No,
there's some very pretty
I thought
ones.
people would get like, you know, Buggerboo or whatever, you know, like fake. These are very cute. Very cute names. Yeah. And so obviously there's a lot of names there, and yours is nowhere, the real one is nowhere near there. Wow. I'm still trying to figure out what you're naming the baby. I don't even know. Look at this.
Forever.
I am forever until it comes out. I'm in the podcast, and I am also not aware of the name yet.
In the dark.
I like that.
In the dark.
In the dark.
So that is our update for the Silver Fox mailbox.
Keep them coming.
Like I said, I'd like to get a few more, and then we'll start. I don't know. We'll have to figure out how to vote. By Christmas. Yeah, so this one's going to come out that first week of like around December 2nd or something.
Yeah.
So we've got another week or two.
And if you like the names that we said, just
start voting.
Let us know so we can.
We'll assume you voted for your own.
Exactly.
Trina doesn't get to vote twice, but she can make you vote for it.
I already did just now.
Yeah, you did. You made your preference clear. Exactly. Okay. So that is it. And we are going to roll right into what is also becoming a fan favorite, and it is my favorite. It is Crash Test Daddy. Last time we had, I think, a more difficult challenge for you to guess.
Okay.
This one, I think, if you pay attention to the box, you're probably going to get an idea of what this is. But
all right,
take it away.
And is the same 3, 4?
I can't give you 4, so you can get
all right, Kelly.
3 questions and a shake.
Okay, so right now I'm going to shake.
You can also observe all the writing on the box, which is kind of a giveaway.
It is?
A little bit. Or this may or may not be. You might not be aware of this, so the writing might not be helpful. But it does say all over the box, baby registry.
First question.
I'm going to count them this time. Otherwise, I'll be in trouble.
Is it some sort of book?
I don't believe there is a book included.
Oh.
I don't believe so. This is going to be hard because I'm not sure exactly what's in there.
I felt something separate from something. So it's like 2 things. One's rattling around.
It is multiple items, and I'm counting that as your second question.
That's what I'm saying.
Get one more.
Multiple items. You said this was easier than the first.
Well, I thought.
I have no clue at all.
Maybe not. Maybe not. You get one more question.
Is it clothing?
Not clothing. So I'm going to let you off the hook. So what this is there is a program for Amazon. As you know, we're buying a bunch of stuff on Amazon. Right. But we also have done the baby registry on Amazon. And what they do is, this is a program that they do for anybody who does the baby registry. If you register for at least 10 products and spend at least $10, you get a welcome box.
Okay.
And if you register for at least 20 things and spend at least $25, you get a welcome gift.
I was supposed to guess this?
I thought with the baby registry on it.
Yeah, but that could be anything. A registry is just like well, let's clear up a baby registry. Right. Isn't it like when you get married, you got a registry where people pick their gifts?
Yeah, so you just go on Amazon, you make a wish list, and then everybody buys the stuff you want. So, but they want you to get people to participate. They give you this. So this is just free stuff they sent us.
Okay, this is not. It doesn't count. I didn't figure it out. But is there a rattle? This is not. I lost.
Take a look. I'm not sure. Okay. That's the other thing. When you were asking, because I'm like, I don't know what's in there. I just know it's a free thing.
Okay,
from the baby
so right
registry.
Now it's a gift bag, like you said.
Yeah,
so
it is a gift bag. Out. There you go. See, there you go.
Take that out.
There's that.
There's that. So first thing, there's Amazon, a bunch of stuff in here.
There is. Amazon should be getting something. Come on, Bezos.
Yeah, let's Hello Fresh.
Oh, look at that.
Not a sponsor yet.
You can throw that right in the trash. Have you ever done one of those?
No, I think. Is this the one where the meals come to your house and
they have everything portioned and it's like it's like Legos for cooking.
No.
Like I don't understand.
So here, this is saying 12 free meals.
Yeah.
Down there.
Down there. It's probably not going to get used. Sorry, HelloFresh.
I guess I'll give you some stuff. I don't know what that is.
So we have
ads or just
we have a baby Brezza. Oh look! Oh, these are just
what's a baby Brezza?
The baby Brezza makes feeding your baby easier. It is a bottle and breast milk warmer, but this is not what's in the package.
Right.
This must be just an ad for it.
Yeah.
So thanks, Jeff.
Now, a gift for your very special delivery. I don't know if this is a bunch of like notes or little ideas.
Then you get 50% off Shutterfly. I'm not enthused so far.
Now the Shutterfly, I believe
I use
Trina
Google Photos.
uses that and makes books of all of our holidays and vacations, which you'll love.
Love your welcome box items. Amazon Baby Registry is so excited for your journey. You're just making money from us. Make room for the baby. Parent tips for your nursery. There's little QR codes.
Mm-hmm.
What's your dream nursery?
Wow.
Squeaky clean baby. Aveeno. Tips and recommendations. So this is just, if you're completely clueless, Amazon will tell you how to raise your child.
Right. This is another coupon, just the better cleaning or the better clean.
The better clean. Yeah. Pampers wipes.
Just Pamper wipes, and then the
earn free diapers with the baby registry.
The pacifier.
Wow, there's not really. This is just a bunch of
ads.
A bag full of coupons.
Well, I'm doing that first because now we're gonna get to the good stuff.
The original Start pacifier by Ma'am, anti-colic bottles. Okay.
Dear mothers, we are with you. Let you explain that.
We are with Lanissa.
About your wife.
I don't know what this is.
Me neither. That's why I gave it to you.
Oh, it's a nursing pad.
Well.
Okay. We might need that.
Yeah.
Not getting into it.
Yep. All right. We're going to need that.
If you're giving it to me.
Yep.
CeraVe moisturizing lotion.
You got to have you're going to, that area.
It's like the 1/2 ounce bottle.
Yeah, that'll get you going.
This guy is a rocket and he sends this. This is what I get. He's going to get thousands of dollars from me in the next few years.
The SWAT. Oh, you're going to love this one.
Okay. So this is
good.
The Amazing Baby Newborn Muslin Swaddle. Breathable,
swaddle the baby.
Super soft cotton blanket. It has little zebras on it. That's kind of cute.
Absolutely. How cute.
Okay. So.
And then.
A little better.
Oh, how cute. Obviously, this speaks for itself a little. Now we get into the clothing.
Okay.
The onesie, maybe.
An Amazon Essentials onesie.
Yep.
Look at that. Outfit your baby in cuteness. Save on sweet, simple styles for the little one in your life. It's got a little bucket hat. It's adorable. And little yellow chucks.
Of course.
Come on. So that's kind of cute.
Now, this is going to come in handy, of course.
Oh, it is. The anti-colic.
You don't want that?
Dr. Brown's Natural Flow.
Now, if you don't know about Dr. Brown, he's amazing.
Okay.
Never heard of him.
This is good. I think my niece mentioned that she got all kinds of special bottles that were very expensive, and then her baby did not like them.
They like the cheapest ones.
Yes,
from the dollar store.
Yep, they like the ones from from Walmart. But anyway, like, Dr. Brown's anti-colic.
It's
bottle.
like that thing with Christmas. You get your kid that huge, beautiful toy. They play in the box. Right? They play the box. There you go. And this will be the last one. Oh, this is one of the bottles you were speaking of.
Okay.
A pacifier.
Easy Start, anti-colic start and pacifier. So a different kind of bottle, apparently. Reduces air bubbles and colic. Innovative. So there's a different brand. Ma'am instead of Dr. Brown's.
Yep.
Nivea something.
Nivea. Now.
They draw through the UPC so you can't sell it. Really?
Oh, is that? Yes.
Come on. Bezos. Is that what this is?
Because they get dry lips.
So, really?
I don't.
Peach.
It's peach, yes.
Tinted lip glare. Lip care, not glare. Care.
It's care.
Okay.
Well, so this
they give free stuff.
All this stuff because you purchased.
Because we'll spend thousands. Yeah. So because we spent thousands of dollars, they send us $6 worth of stuff.
Well, there you go.
But
could you imagine if I guessed all this stuff?
That would have
been amazing.
I
think there'd be a lip balm in there, and there's going to be a nipple, whatever.
The podcast would have been canceled, and we would immediately went straight to the casino. Yeah, that would be.
Well, that's kind of cool. Actually, you'll probably use a lot of this stuff.
It is. We likely will, and it is a good idea. But that's it. Like that's what everybody's doing.
But it's true when you're talking about you can spend all this time and money, and the kid will go with the basic bottle or the basic pacifier or something.
Yeah, I don't think you ever know for sure the great thing.
So the pacifier that the hospital gives you is supposed to be the best one for it and we ordered them.
Okay.
And it has like a hole where you put your finger so you know how you can.
Yep.
So what they're giving you, stick with that.
Okay.
And then there's certain weeks as the baby gets older and bigger, it grows. The pacifiers change.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
I'll let maybe if I remind it, I'll let Trina.
Okay.
Remember what that was.
Absolutely.
But it's crazy. It's crazy when you got the bottle warmers. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Automatic bottle warmers.
There's there's so much stuff like that. Certain things. The only assignment I've gotten so far from Kelly that I'm going to be the one is I have to select and do the research for the baby monitor. Because she is technology.
And now,
especially Google. Mm-hmm. So I've always kind of been an early adopter with technology, and I like all that stuff. And so we've had smart home stuff for years now. So our whole house Google is everywhere and constantly controls all the lights and the utilities and all that stuff. And so I've set up all these voice commands, and Kelly will say the command correctly and Google will defy her. Just like she has a love-hate relationship. Okay. And then I'll say the exact same things and everything will happen.
That's funny.
Which is, I think I know why, but I've kind of, at this point, I kind of let it continue just because it's fun.
Because
it's entertaining. But so I'm going to be in charge of that because that'll probably somehow be integrated.
I couldn't even imagine the technology. I mean, I know it's basic stuff. You got the monitor, but I remember, I think 23 years ago, there was just that old school, you hear the baby from like a ham radio.
It was a walkie-talkie. Yeah.
I think the baby's crying or there's a monster in the room. Either way.
We're being invaded.
Right, we're being invaded. So now there's videos and, 4K or whatever it's going to, who knows what it is. 8K.
It's going to be an ultra high definition.
Yeah, so with Ring and all that stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to, I haven't started to look at all, but I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of that.
That's cool though.
That stuff. Yeah, that'll be.
You can because again, we had that monitor, but you just hear it but to see the baby, that's a totally thing. You just glance and go, okay, baby's sleeping or whatever.
That'll be interesting to start digging into that. But the other stuff, she's continuing to look. I did get an update on the bassinet. I was wrong about the bassinet. The bassinet is not $1,000.
Okay.
The bassinet is $2,000. The bassinet is $2,000.
I was waiting for good news.
And that was but there is now, again, we're a week ahead, so there's a Black Friday sale that hasn't happened for us yet. The Black Friday sale, you can get it for a cool $1,700.
Jesus.
But I'm thinking, I thought $1,200 was bad enough. No,
we were making
the regular price, $2,000, $1,700 on sale, or you can rent it. But if you rent it, again, Kelly identified renting it was like a couple $100 a month. So it's like, even if you only use it for 3 or 4 months,
you're still coming up with that.
You'll pay more than half. So I would rather buy this thing and use it and then sell it for half.
Then you start a business and you rent them.
Then rent it. Exactly.
And you make all the money plus.
I'm going to rent the stupid thing.
Right. We start renting this stuff on the podcast.
But the thing is, everyone she talks to, was just talking with her cousin in Buffalo, and they're like, it's the best. Like, they're like,
they love it.
Get it. You are paying for sleep. You're not paying for a bassinet.
Okay.
You are paying for your sanity.
So this makes the baby sleep better?
Apparently, I don't know what it does.
How does that work?
Chloroform? I don't know. I don't know what it does, but they swore by it.
Okay.
They had it with their daughter, and
it's that comfortable.
They were like, don't even just get it.
Don't even think of the money.
Don't even think about it.
Because we're going to rent it afterwards. We're going to rent these out.
I'm going to be a baby rental. But anyway, so we did our Crash Test Daddy. Thank you to Amazon, Jeff Bezos.
It was a little bit harder than I.
That would have been.
That's impossible.
We might have been asking a little too much.
Impossible. Shake them. See if you
shake them.
That's just a bunch of coupons. Yeah, that's what's in there.
Maybe there's a trowel. I don't know what's in there. So that was it for Crash Test Daddy, and now we are on to what just happened.
What happened, Frank?
So this has been a much more active week. Mm-hmm. There have been little things and big things. The first thing that I think was really nice is Kelly, the other day, there's a Well, every day there are packages arriving.
Yes, there is.
You walked by how many?
On studio day, and when I'm here to record, there's at least 3 of them that I'm walking over to get to the doorbell.
There's a lot. So there's always stuff arriving, but this time what arrived was clearly like, it looked like a shoebox.
And did you shake it and have 3 questions?
I shook it and I had questions, but there was no one there to answer. So Kelly wasn't home yet.
Yes.
So Kelly comes home from work and I'm like, did you order shoes? She's like, no. I'm like, well, it's to you. So she looks, and one of her friends it has a little boy, Ben, and I think he must be, I'm guessing, like 5 or 6.
Okay.
I might be wrong, but
37.
I've been talking. Yeah, he's in college. So they had been talking, and she was asking Kelly how everything was going and how her feed and this, that. And she said, everything so far so good. And her friend very nicely sent her this pair of sneakers. They're really cool. They're like slip-on sneakers, so they look like they have laces, but they slip on, and they're called Kiziks. Have you ever heard of
Kiziks?
Yes. Have you heard of those?
Yes, they're a popular brand.
I was unaware of their existence. So is this just a general sneaker, or is it a pregnancy specific?
I believe a lot of pregnancy and people on their feet.
Okay.
That
nurses.
Yeah.
People. Okay. So Kiziks, and they're cute, right? And she loves them.
Awesome.
She has embraced the Kiziks. So now it's Kiziks leggings.
That's right. Leggings.
It's awesome. So
they all look cute together, right?
Yeah. They're really nice. So that was very kind of her friend Allison. And then the next thing that has been very interesting is when we've talked about this with the dogs. Like, are the dogs aware? Are they going to figure out?
Yeah, we were questioning about, do they know, or because we've heard stories, then the books you've read. I might have talked a little bit about it. What's going on with the dogs? Right?
Well, the dogs, what's happened now, Rumple has been a little bit out of commission. So Rumple is the littler dog. Watson is the giant dog.
Yes. And
they play a lot. And what'll happen is they'll play and the things will happen. And then Rumple needs like a chiropractor. She slows down a little bit. And so she's been a little bit, but Watson, over the last week, maybe week and a half, certainly since we shot our last episode, Watson now doesn't leave Kelly's side.
Ooh.
Kelly is like the Watson magnet.
Ooh.
If she gets up and goes to get a glass of water and comes back, up, follows back. On the couch, she's there. She's sitting in this chair. Now, Watson is an 85-pound sheepadoodle.
Yep.
Kelly sits here. I'm over there editing. I turn around. I can't see her because he is on her. He's on her lap.
He's lap dogging it.
He does not leave her side.
Yeah, there's
something has changed.
Absolutely.
Very much more protective. In the morning, I get up, and I'm usually moving around a little before Kelly, and I put on their invisible fence collars.
Sure.
And I open the door, and Rumple runs out, and Watson stands in the doorway of the bedroom and will not go outside until Kelly is up and out.
Wow.
But yeah, it's interesting to see because he is just like right next to her.
Wow. That's amazing to me. Honestly, that is.
It is.
Amazing.
I've got to believe that is the reason. There's no other big changes going on.
Exactly.
So he just has figured out like I need to be right here.
The way they use dogs to find, like, there's ones for like, bombs and illnesses and people,
the ones if you see the ones that smell cancer.
It is so amazing what we are learning or have learned or don't even know about these animals, of what they're capable of doing.
Yeah.
And that's why I was asking a couple episodes back, do you think, at one point they're going to figure this out and she's going to be protected, or however we said it back then?
In the
I think it's happened.
beginning, there was a little bit in the beginning where I thought, oh, maybe, like they both seem to be paying more attention to her.
Yeah.
But this is
obvious.
Very, very obvious. He is like right there with her. And
that's not going to stop. That's going to continue.
I'm glad because he's the one that needs to be more, controlled with the baby when the baby comes home. So it's nice, it's cute to see. But yeah, he's right there, and in your
reading of the books that we've done in the past, have they mentioned that at all?
It's funny. Some of them were like, yeah. Some of them completely discounted that, like they don't have any idea what's happening. Yeah.
Silly boy, why did you ask that question?
I don't. I think there is no other explanation for this, and I think there's something. There's got to be. They can smell. Look, my dog. When I'm down, or if I'm upset about something,
absolutely.
Especially Rumple. Rumple is much more usually emotionally engaged. Rumple is right there.
Yeah.
Like she's like an emotional support animal. And if I'm not feeling well, they're there. So I think they understand things, right? But this clearly, I think they have, Watson has figured. Well, yeah, I think it's kind of neat.
That could answer a lot of questions that we had. How's the dog's going to react to the baby?
Yep. I think
this could be a really good start.
This is getting
your answers.
A good trajectory, especially because he has also started to backslide on the not being allowed on the bed.
Gotcha.
We've noticed a few times we'll go out. If we go out, we don't usually we don't put them in a kennel or keep them in a particular part of the house. They just have their run of the house.
Sure.
But when we're home, they have not been getting on the bed. But a few times we've gone out, we come home, and Rumple's right there at the door when we get home, and Watson comes out of the bedroom. And he just did it for the first time this morning. I was standing right there, and he just gets up on the bed with a bone and looks at me like, is this okay again? I'm like, no, gotta get down. So he's been backsliding a little bit with that, but we'll work on that. The big news related more directly to the pregnancy is we had our 24-week visit to the doctor.
Sure.
So this one wasn't a fun one where you get to do the ultrasound and see pictures or any of that.
What's this one about?
So this one was the normal blood pressure and weight, and then she gets up and they measure her belly.
Okay.
So that's cute. So they do that.
You didn't make any remarks, right?
Absolutely not. And this time, new provider. So it's like I had a clean slate. Nobody thinks I'm a horrible human being.
Look down upon.
Yeah, no, it was very, and I'm just like, and so I'm very happily, I'm just sitting there. And so she gets up on the table. I have a little chair. So I'm sitting there with my coffee, her giant Stanley Cup water thing, and her coat. I'm just very attentive, quiet. I'm just watching there. Just, what do you want me to hold?
Yep.
Holding the papers.
Yep.
And they measure the belly, everything's good. Then they do it's just an ultrasound, like a wand, and it's just audio to check the heart rate.
Absolutely.
And this is a weird experience. Now, and I talked with Kelly about this afterwards. Like, she goes to work after we do these appointments. Okay. It's early in the morning on Tuesdays we go. And I asked her about it when I'm driving home, she's driving to work. We talk to each other on the phone. And I asked her, but in that moment, she's doing it. She's doing the girl's doing it, and she's like, and I could hear every once in a while, you hear the wow, wow.
Yep.
Like you hear it. Wow. But she's like, oh, I'm not. She was having a hard time getting the heartbeat.
And the baby.
Now, she didn't seem concerned at all. Kelly didn't seem concerned at all. I am quietly, absolutely panicked. Absolutely.
That's why
literally I'm over and over again saying Hail Marys over and over that. Literally like I'm terrified. And I've never been like this about this
is a big thing.
Anything in my life is so strange because I know in my head, there really isn't anything for me to be concerned about. I know I'm hearing the heartbeat every once in a while, but I am literally just panicked for that.
Fear,
that 15 seconds. Just please, like let it. And then of course, right where it should
be. Baby's moving or this or that. Yeah.
And stupidly, I asked Kelly, we're driving back. I'm like, so when she was having a hard time finding the heartbeat, were you terrified throughout that? She's like, well, no. And I'm like, well, were you? And I'm like, well, yeah, a little. She's like, well, it would be hard for me to be terrified because I feel her kicking me the whole way here.
True.
Like, so she's now
right. Because we don't have that.
No, I don't have that feedback.
Right.
So yeah, she's like just laughing. Like,
that's true though.
But it is a really, I hope I get past this.
I just had this vision of your child in bubble wrap.
Yeah, I don't want to be one of those people.
I know, but you should be at this point. I mean, this is a big thing.
Yeah.
And you don't want anything to be wrong with this sweet child.
No.
And you're just like, every little thing you're going to question. And you're going to fear it. And you're going to go, oh my God. And they're all just like, I'm at work, relax.
Yeah.
You know how I get like, sometimes when I started flying, I didn't know what the hell you're talking about. When I started flying, I was scared of flying. Oh my God. And then I realized I'm looking at the what do they call the attendants, the flight attendants.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're just going to work. They're work. They know
this is Tuesday for them.
This is Tuesday. I'm freaking out, going, are we going to land? They're like, yeah, we're going to land. What do you, so it's the same thing. Like, the doctor's probably going, what do you do? Relax, bud. But we go crazy because we don't get the kicks. We don't feel that.
Yeah.
We're not getting all that heartburn and this and baby. Yeah. So
it's very
keep feeling that way.
I will. I hope it gets a little bit easier. But yeah, there was that. It's funny when you say the flying thing, and I think about being so afraid.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes me think of the first flights I ever had to take. Well, I took some flights really little when I was very young to go visit my brother in Ohio. But I remember when we worked for Lechmere many years ago, every once in a while we would have to fly. We'd fly to the meetings in New Hampshire and Boston.
Absolutely.
And I remember, this was a horrible thing. I had already been once or twice. And when we would fly from Syracuse to Boston, typically it's on like a turboprop flight. And when you land at Logan Airport back then, you would fly out over the ocean. Oh God. The plane would turn around, shut off the engines, and glide in. And so the first time that happens, that's kind of scary. But then you're like, oh, okay, this is just how it happens.
What they do,
So then I remember going with, do you remember Angelo? He worked with Angelo Chido, I think his name was. Angelo was a nice guy, but he was going, never flown before. And we're sitting together on this flight. And for some reason, I decided I was going to be horrible.
Oh, God.
And as soon as we get out over the water, I start freaking out. I'm like, why are we over the water? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, they've never like, why? The airport's not on the water. Why are we over the water? He's like, so he starts getting really nervous.
Oh, you're a bad man.
They cut the engines, and I'm like, what is going
on? No way.
He looked like he was in a sweat, terrified, and all the way until we hit the ground. I don't know why I would do it. Maybe this is why. See, this is maybe why I'm.
Well, that reminds me of what Frank. You've changed, but I think you've changed.
You've changed.
I remember we were working, and we were in our early 20s, and we were working at a mall. One of our stores was in a mall, and there was a nice little newsstand. A nice little newsstand there, and two sisters worked at this newsstand. And we would go there every day. Back then, we
buy cigarettes.
We have to buy our cigarettes and our coffee or whatever we had, our sodas. And we'd go there, we'd talk to them, and eventually, I was single, and we were both single. I confided into Frank. I said, one of the girls I really kind of attracted to.
She was cute.
She was cute, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this went on for about 2-3 weeks. I would talk about it. And he'd always say, why don't you just tell her? And I'm like every normal person, male, scared to talk to girls. I don't know why, but that's how we are.
Yep.
And one day, Frank comes back from his cigarette run and a coffee run, whatever it was. And he goes, hey, Carlo, I just was at the store, and one of the sisters, the one you like, was asking about you. And I go, no way. He goes, yeah. She was saying, oh, where's your friend? And I'm like, he's like, you should go over there and, ask her out or do something. And I went there.
Oh.
And I
don't remember how this went.
It didn't go well, Frank. It didn't go well.
It didn't go. I had every good intention.
You did have good intention. At the time, I didn't care about your intention. I cared about how I felt. At that moment when the girl looked at me with a stare of,
I don't know what you're
talking to me. And I didn't know what to say after that because I just forgot to buy what I was going to buy. I turn around
keep the cigarettes, I'll quit.
Forward and left. And I walk back to Frank and I go, I said something I'm not going to say. And he starts laughing. He goes, well, I thought you needed a push.
I thought, first of all, he was even more adorable back then than he is now. Right. I thought there was no reason why this girl wouldn't like him.
Oh, but you remember that, right?
Well, what's funny is
so you did the airplane thing to me.
No, that's very different.
But that was good. That was with good intentions.
There were good intentions. And what I think is weird is I was horrible with girls, but somehow I thought it would be a good idea for me to help you. Like I'm the one who needed the help. I couldn't bring myself, screw up enough courage to talk to anybody. But on your behalf, I was like, he's a great guy. I think,
But the funny thing is, like, I guess it could have worked if I didn't, like, now I probably have enough self-esteem and, but back then, the minute I realized that you lied to me and she looked at me like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
what do you want?
Yep.
And I just froze, and I might have cried a little bit. No, I didn't.
I feel horrible.
But I never went back to that newsstand.
I wish I had never brought up Angelo. No, that's horrible.
But
so that was.
Well, you did it as a friend.
I really
because
did.
You knew that I wasn't going to do it.
I thought that a little nudge. That how could she not? Well, I'm telling you.
All right. Well,
he was adorable.
She missed.
Still is. She missed. That's right. She missed. And her misfortune is Trina's good luck.
And she made me quit smoking because I never went back. I didn't know where to buy cigarettes.
Right. No more cigarettes.
Oh well.
So we talked a little. So we're still at the doctor.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about that now that we're back from our past 30 years ago.
Well, that's part of our podcast. We go back and you get to know
us and all our stupid stories. So the other thing that she's talking about is. The doctor asks how things are going, and Kelly mentioned. So in the mornings when we get up, we'll just do Kelly will do 15, 20 minutes on the bike, 15 minutes on the bike. I'll do 10 minutes on the treadmill and I'll stretch. First thing, when we first get up, and lately she has a hard time where she was doing pretty well. Now she has to stop occasionally, and I'm thinking, I'm wondering what that's about. So she mentioned, she's like, well, and the doctor kind of talked to her about, well, you need to watch your hydration.
Okay.
Because she has a tendency to have low blood pressure to begin with. So now with any exertion, the way her body is working now, it prioritizes the baby. So if there's
absolutely,
that's it. So she just loses
energy. You're on
energy.
The side. You're not.
So she's talking now. She's got one of those, and I don't know when this became a thing. I know it was relatively recently. Does Trina have one of these gigantic mug
water
Stanley things?
Trina's always with water,
right?
But she does not. She has a
normal human size.
Yeah, with the straw.
You know what I mean? Women are carrying around these things
like they're going to their work.
It's like a kettlebell, but it's full of water. It's huge. So when and Kelly has never been she doesn't like water. She doesn't like to drink water. So she has had to pay attention to be trying to stay better hydrated, especially with the blood pressure stuff.
Sure.
So she's got this monster thing. I'm holding it when I'm sitting in and when the doctor says the thing about remaining hydrated is very important. You got to be careful. And Kelly points at it. Well, I've been I bring that with me to work and I try to drink it before I go home. And she's like, oh, no, you need to drink 3 of those a day. And Kelly's like, okay. So, the hydration thing is very important.
Very real.
So now she's got to it made me think of I had a friend that I worked with, Chris. Chris was for a while, a very healthy guy and got into lifting very heavy. And he would show up to meetings, a great guy, one of the best sales managers I've ever worked with. And he would just carry around a gallon of water. A gallon of water. And I'm like, you need to bring a gallon of water to her. And she's like, no, but she's trying to keep up on the hydration. So
she must be going to the bathroom a lot,
I guess.
I mean, from not drinking a lot of water to
more.
Now
Yeah,
paddles.
Yes, this is a lot for her. I drink a lot. I do drink a lot of water, but no, she's not used to it. So she's trying and she's doing better with that. So that was kind of the experience with the doctor's visit. Everything's on track. We've got another one of the anatomy scans coming up.
Okay.
But so far so good. Everything is looking good with the doctor. I did get the cravings this week have been a little bit different. I got
for you or her.
Mine are always the same. Just, is it bad for me? I want that. So the most recent craving was I get the text message, I want something with gravy.
Okay.
So far we have had the beans on toast and breakfast sausages.
Yes. Okay.
Grilled cheese.
Okay.
And I want something with. I'm like, anything in particular?
Yeah,
like,
something.
You want poutine?
Yeah.
What do you like? What do you want? And she's like, I just gravy. So I have failed her on this.
Funny.
Yeah, I have not secured anything gravy. So it hits her.
Carried over from Thanksgiving.
I got maybe
That's gravy.
Gravy. That's it. She did.
She was head first into the gravy bowl. Remember?
Head foods into the gravy. So that's it. So gravy has been a craving. No, nothing else.
But now you have to figure out what to put the gravy on.
Yeah, gravy on what? So
waffles.
Okay. Oh God. So there's been a gravy craving.
Huh.
So
That's
there's that, and not the sauce versus gravy.
Right. No.
Gravy.
We're not talking about the old
that.
Italian. What's better? Hey, you do. I don't think Trina ever had the gravy.
Craving. Do you remember? Was there a craving that stands out for you?
I'll tell you. With Natalia, and I believe I don't know if I said this right or not. But when she wanted like hamburger, meat, like steak, I'm like, because Trina wouldn't be like her go-to.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, you're having a boy."
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah. I thought, "Oh, you're craving meat." That's all I want to eat: a hamburger, steak.
That's interesting.
And there's no medical.
It just was instinct.
Link to this at all. I just me going.
Beef.
Oh, boy. Beef boy.
Okay.
And she's like, "No, you're crazy. You want hot dogs? When do you eat hot dogs? You're having a boy." So she had those kind of cravings.
Okay.
Ice cream, of course.
Right.
I never had the whole people when they said the pickles, ice cream pickle. Whatever.
No.
Remember the pickle thing?
No.
So never thought. We used to go to the ice cream and get our sundaes or and then, Wendy's with the Frosties.
Oh,
That's
okay.
big. That's
Frosties.
big.
Okay.
But yeah, just meat.
Meat.
And,
a lot of protein.
With Nicholas, I don't remember the cravings were too crazy.
Not as much.
Yeah.
No. All right. Well, so
Mine were crazy though.
Yeah.
I gained more weight than she did. Oh yeah.
You were craving.
You look at these pictures.
Yeah.
We have the albums, and you'll have them, of course.
Yep.
And I'll just look going, who the hell is pregnant here, me or you? Because I'm like,
It was you with a turkey leg.
Yeah, it's just like unbelievable. But yeah, so that happens a lot.
Wow.
Because then because you're eating food at weird times, like that craving hits.
See, I do worry about that because with the whole sleep thing, that is something that I think, having worked in retail for many years, I got used to. If you're tired and you're not getting enough rest, eat.
Yep.
And I will just blow up into something horrible.
So that was the problem that I was having the first pregnancy, because it's new, like year.
Yep.
And so we were eating together, and let's go, we can do this and we can do that. By the second one, you're getting a little bit smarter.
Yeah.
And every pregnancy is different.
Yeah.
So the cravings weren't as high, but I still gained weight.
Yeah.
I still gained weight. It was still, you look at those pictures, you go, Jesus, like wow, like.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
That's right. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
So there was that. The last thing from what happened this last week I thought was very funny, but it is a good example of Kelly's personality.
Okay.
So I talked a little bit about, I went to that meeting for church.
Yes.
And I had followed up with Father Seep, and he was asking. I told him how things were going. And he asked again, first one? Like, he was a little surprised.
He's still stunned.
Still a little surprised. So Mass last week, we went to Saturday Vigil, and I had to read that day. So
stepping up in the
now,
world.
I had already screwed up once. So the last time I read, there's Reader 1 and Reader 2.
Sure.
Reader 1 is up front already. You do the announcements, you sit down.
Yes.
Processional. You do the first reading, sit down, second reader. The second reader comes in with the processional.
Right, holding the...
Now, I had done the class for readers months and months and months ago. And it was just like a 30-minute, here's your handout, this is what you do. Good luck. And they give you the book. So I had been reader 1 once before. This is the first time reader 2. Completely forgot that I had to process in with the officiants. Right, so I just sat up front, and they're waiting for me in the front of the church. Oh. And eventually they're like, he's not coming. And reader 1 is next to me and must have been new too. So she doesn't tell me, hey, go.
Get out of here.
So after church, of course, very nice. Donna, who is the very nice woman who does an incredible work organizing all the volunteers and all that stuff. She immediately grabs me afterwards, like, when you're reader 2,
you need to walk with us.
But this time I'm reader 1, so I don't have to worry about that. Mm-hmm. So we go through mass, and then we are also short, which we're always short. So I have to do double duty. So I'm reader 1, and then I have to usher and do the collection. So I help with the collection.
Wow,
I'm everywhere. I'm
so close to being a priest now. My goodness.
I don't know. I draw the line at reading. So we do that. We're leaving, and so finally now Father Seep is out greeting people as they're leaving, and so Kelly's finally with me. Now, last time, if you recall, episode, Kelly had said as we were leaving after Mass, I think Father Seep wanted to smile at me, but he stopped himself. So now there's Father Seep. He sees me and Kelly. And we're walking out, and he immediately says, "How are you?" And now I've had all these conversations with Kelly, right, and talked about how he's he's interested. He's obviously interested. He knows about the baby, all that stuff. And what does Kelly say? She doesn't say, "Oh, things are going well." She says, "I'm so excited about the missiles."
Excuse me?
Because I told her after the meeting, one of the things I found out at the meeting was that we're going to get missiles, and because we don't have missiles and I don't mean missiles like nuclear missiles.
Right,
I mean
the
books.
The books.
We don't have those because we have screens. And she was so excited because I found out, like, oh, you're going to be so excited. You're going to be so happy. We're going to get missiles.
That's so funny.
And so that's what she reacts as. How are you? I'm so happy that we're going to have missiles.
That's all nerve.
And Father's like, oh,
sure. How about the baby?
I told her after the.
You're going to have a baby too.
And I'm like, that's my wife.
That's so great.
It was hilarious. I just thought it was so cute. And she's still talking about it. We're walking away. She's like, it's going to be one. I'm like, do you think maybe he wanted to hear, like, he was asking about the baby?
Yeah, how you feeling?
Sure, but the missiles?
The missiles
Come
on.
I said, oh, it was so
we
funny.
now have missiles. That is so funny.
It was a cute moment.
Innocent and just.
She's genuinely excited for the missiles. So
that's awesome.
That was exciting. And then he was very nicely, and then he complimented me, and immediately, this is how messed up again.
Oh God.
I'm very messed up. He says, you did he looks at me after he's confused by the
missile.
Like, you did a great job reading. And I said, oh, well, thank you. And he says, really, just a great job. And I'm like, well, thanks. And I'm walking away and I'm thinking, why did he say?
Did he think? He did question you a couple times. First baby, maybe he thought you were slow.
He thought I was a little.
Like, do you have 3 kids and you just don't know math?
Maybe he thought I wasn't all there. But yeah, immediately I'm like, what's he up to?
He can read. Oh my God, he can read.
Why are you surprised I read well? Like it's not like I'm not cloning sheep. I'm reading a piece of paper in front of me.
I like missiles.
I like
missiles. What is this family about?
He thinks he's gonna have to call CPS on us. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Well,
so that was.
You guys got missiles.
We're gonna have missiles.
And you know how to read.
She is so excited. I'm like, I don't even know how those work. I could never she's gonna have to show me.
Yeah.
So that will be something we'll learn about going forward. But anyway, so that was what just happened.
Yeah.
So we're kind of coming to the end for this episode, but we have a new segment to talk about, and I'm very excited about this. Hopefully, you guys will enjoy this. We're going to talk about Lullaby Land. Lullaby Land.
I'm sleeping already.
So, at the end of this podcast, so before the closing, after we sign off here,
Uh-huh.
I will include the first lullaby that I have recorded.
Awesome.
This one was the one who kind of kicked off the idea for me. So the lullaby is called I'll Take You Dreaming. It was written by Sammy Kahn, and lyricist was Sylvia Fine. It was written in 1954 for the movie The Court Jester.
Yes.
And it was sung by the great Danny Kaye.
Of course.
Really adorable song. Sings it early on in the movie. Watch the movie. It's funny. I think we found it on, I don't know if it was on Netflix or one of those, but it's out there. You can find it. Great little movie. Very funny. And the song is, I'd never heard it before, but it's really pretty. So I've recorded that. And the way we're going to do it is I'll put them at the end when we do these. I'll put them at the end of the podcast so you can hear it. I've also added to our website, so ghdc.podcast.com. Mm-hmm. We have an about page, and you'll see down below, there's a line that says Lullaby Library, and there'll be a link for number 1. And this is the first one, the I'll Take You Dreaming. Click on that link, and it'll take you right to SoundCloud. You could hear it there as well.
Yeah.
But it's coming up, so this will be our first one.
So I work weekends on the road a lot. I'm in different cities, and Frank will
annoy
inbox
him.
me. No, will inbox
Text
me.
Him. What are you doing?
With videos or things that he just edited. And last weekend, I was in my hotel room. And I just got his thing a while, and I was like having meetings, or I was doing something when I finally got to a point where I could listen to it. I was laying in my bed, everything's off, nice. I'm tired, and I put this on, and it got me in my feelings. It's beautiful. I can't wait where this thing goes with all the lullabies, the ideas that you have. I think it's going to be so unique to our show that you have this skill. Honestly, and the baby.
Did it put you to sleep? That's the test.
I almost cried. And
it's a beautiful song.
It's and then you listen to the words because you do it so nice, and like you can hear the words, and then I'm thinking of your baby, and it's just.
It is. This is one that, again, when you think about it, you put yourself in that space of I'm singing this to my little girl.
Yes,
it's great.
You did a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you.
You're gonna. I'm telling you, this is, you guys are going to love it. You guys are going to love it, and you're going to want more.
We'll see.
And I'm excited to get you back into being creative.
No, just the podcast has been really fun. I've enjoyed it a lot. And being a little bit more focused on the music stuff, absolutely it'll be fun. So I think the next one I'm going to do, so this one, I'll Take You Dreaming. Yep. The next one is going to be the one that was submitted as an idea from Kate.
Okay.
I'm going to do the one from Singing in the Rain.
Okay.
Good Morning.
Good Morning.
Yeah. Yeah. But toned down and slowed down for a lullaby. So I think that'll be the next one I record, but you'll hear it right after we close up here. So again, thank you for sticking with us to the end.
Yeah.
And we will talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Lulu, I'll take you dreaming through the rainy night to a place behind the raindrops where the stars are bright. You may not find gold or silver, but a richer prize waits for you behind the raindrops if you'll close your eyes. Tonight, when all the world's asleep, we will tiptoe home with a wondrous star, a star you can always keep. And years from now, when you go dreaming,
gold. Though your crown be rich with rubies, diamonds set in gold, none will shine as bright as the star we'll find tonight. Well, folks, that's another episode of the Gray Hair and Daycare Podcast in the books. Thanks very much for tuning in and spending this time with us. We hope it was fun. If you enjoyed this week's descent into the madness of dadness, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any of our future adventures. And while you're at it, give us a like and share the cast with your friends on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Carrier Pigeon, whatever you crazy kids are using. Have any hilarious parenting stories of your own? Questions about navigating fatherhood later in life, or even when normal people do it? Email us at ghdc.podcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to bed.